Howdy folks. One of the questions we get a lot on the Slack community is, will Maestro Studio work with my app? Can my app run in Maestro Cloud? You see, my app's written in the new cool thing, .js. The answer is almost always yes. The reason for that, Maestro does not care about your app. It does not know how your app is written. There's no instrumented builds. Maestro drives a device instead. That comes with a few extra benefits. We're going to show you some tests here where we're going to drive the operating system of the phone rather than just driving the app. I've got an Android emulator here with Blue Sky installed, and I've got that all paired up to Maestro Studio here. So there's the mirror going, and I've got myself an empty test here where all I've done is done press key home. Just gets myself to the home screen. That's our start state. We want our test to be rerunnable, right? Um, so um, let's do an airplane mode test. Maestro has some shortcut abilities to be able to enable airplane mode, but let's drive that by hand just to show how it would be done. So here on the emulator, the way we would do it, there's a bunch of ways you can get into airplane mode. But let's do that through the quick settings. So to do that, we would swipe once to get to notifications, and again to get to our quick settings tiles. So let's write that. So we would do one swipe, swipe down. Let's put labels in so that we remember what we're doing in the future. And then let's do another swipe to access quick settings. Now we can run that section now, just to check we've got that right. There we go, we're in the right section. So let's go and pick that tile there and say, I want to turn on airplane mode. And there we go. We can see the state's updated. We're in airplane mode. Brill. Right. So back to the home screen. Now we could swipe up twice, or for expediency's sake, let's just go back to the home screen that way. And now we're ready to launch the app. So we've set up our state. Let's launch the app with clear state. Make sure there's nothing on the emulator that's ever affecting anything. There we go. There's Blue Sky launched. If we go to the sign in page now, we can see that instead of a login button, we've got connecting. Brilliant. So that is a test from beginning to end showing how we've driven the operating system to be able to create state for an application test we wouldn't otherwise have been able to do. Now, okay, I've done a test that's just kind of doing something that Maestro could have done already. So let's do a permissions test. So here we go. I've got a blank one in the same state. Let's put our app back. Put our device back as it was. And so we're in our initial state now. Again, so for permissions, we do have the ability in Maestro to be able to set a bunch of permissions, but not every single permission. So let's do a long press in there, and we could go and look at what's available in here. How about mobile data and Wi-Fi? If we go in here, we could go and modify their background data. That'd be a great one. We could turn off the ability for the application to receive data off the internet for notifications and things like that, and or background refreshes of the timeline. We'd be able to create other parts of application state, other states in which we could test the application. Um, Both iOS and Android, in our experience, it's really, really accessible, which also means it's really ripe for being able to drive it through Maestro. There's a whole bunch of different things you'd be able to do. The default apps that are installed are also fair game, like the Contacts app or the SMS app. You'd be able to create a whole bunch of different scenarios that drive good states for testing different bits and pieces of your applications. If you find interesting ways of driving the OS, come let me know on Slack. I'd love to know what your use cases are. But for now, catch you soon.